here, jam-packed as you can see. And last night, I think in a word, over-delivered. We go to the NFC South, the Bucs and the Falcons. We didn't have high hopes for this one, and instead we got ourselves a thriller. Baker and the Bucs in the creamsicle uniforms taking on Kirk and the Falcons. Second quarter, Falcons trailing 7-0. Harry, Kyle Pitts, where's this been?
Well, I don't know, Greeny, but last night it was in full throttle. I'm going to show you why he got so wide open a little later.
Falcons tie the game at 7, and then J-Mac, how about a wide open Pitts here for the 17-yard touchdown?
At some point, you may want to cover the tight end that is scorching your defense. Cover 3, he finds that crease, and it's another touchdown for Mr. Pitts.
14-13, third quarter, same score, and here's the phrase, Peter, welcome back, Mike Evans.
Welcome back. Unbelievable catch along the sidelines. Evans was tremendous in this game. First game since week 7.
6 catches, 132 yards. Bucs are driving, and Baker will cash it in. Second and goal from the 6. Devin Culp is in there, and the Bucs are right back in it. Tampa leading at 20-14. Fourth quarter, same score, looking basically to put this away. It's Mayfield. It's Chris Godwin. The Bucs go for 2 and get it, so they're up 28-14. Harry, game over?
You would think, but not so fast, my friend. Shout out to Lee Corso.
Here comes Bijan Robinson. He had 93 on the ground and 83 in the air, and they make it 28-20, and they're going for the 2. Joe, right call?
Absolutely. You're playing the win. You're not playing the tie, Greeny.
And instead, it's no good, so it remains an 8-point game. So now they're going to need some help from Baker Mayfield, and they get it. Bart, Mayfield, back to throw. What happens here?
You didn't occupy the quarter flats guy. He sinks back, makes a tremendous play by Alfred. That's great athleticism right there. Baker had nowhere to throw the football.
You'll hear from Baker after the game, mad at himself. Alfred with the interception. Now we're going the other way. Darnell Mooney. Someone explain to me how the Falcons get this ball back. Look at all the orange shirts.
It's called will, determination. Do whatever you have to do at the end of that pile or the bottom of that pile.
Oh, there's some violent stuff going on.
All right, Atlanta Falcons.
It can get very gruesome at the bottom of that pile.
Somehow the center, Ryan Newsel, wound up with the ball, and then it's Cousins, and then it's Pitts. Is he inbounds, J-Mac?
Hey, one cheek counts as 2 feet. He got that cheek in there. That's a touchdown.
Kyle Pitts had 11 catches, 166 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So they got to go for the 2. This is going to be a crazy play. Spoiler alert, it doesn't work. Peter, the storyline was going to be they went for the 2s and didn't get them.
Yeah, they went for 2 twice in the fourth quarter, didn't get either, and you figured that was all they had. Nope, not yet.
Because they would get the ball back, and now it's Cousins, and he's stripped, and somehow he gets it back.
We never got a great replay. We don't necessarily know who got this ball. Somehow, some way, the officials said, yeah, no, that's
Tampa Bay was holding the football at the end of the play.
We don't know.
One way or another on the drive. This is a 4th and 14 for David Sills, and he's got him. Kirk was 373 yards and 3 touchdowns, and you know what's coming. Zane Gonzalez, Mike Evans can't believe it, from 43 yards away. Oh, my God, the Falcons won. They came from 28-14 down in the fourth quarter on the road in a game in which the Bucs had everything to play for, and the Falcons win. Listen to an angry Todd Bowles after the game.
It's inexcusable. You don't make excuses. You gotta care enough where the hurts. You gotta care enough where the hurts. It gotta mean something to you. It's more than a job. It's your livelihood. How well do you know your job? How well can you do your job? Well, you can't sugarcoat that. It was in the excusable, and there's no answer for it. There's no excuse for it. That's what you tell them in the locker room. Look in the mirror.
We have talent. Talent doesn't get you though. Doing the work and executing on game days does, and we didn't do that today. Like I said, I did not do that.
Took a lot of that on himself in case it didn't seem that way from that particular soundbite. He pointed the finger directly at himself after the game. You don't hear Todd Bowles talk like that very often. Peter, what's the first thing you said to me?
It is the single worst loss that any team has suffered this entire NFL season. You consider the stakes and what was that cost? That's an eliminated team already, the Atlanta Falcons. They're playing without Drake London, their best wide receiver. And late in this game, Atlanta had a 2nd and 18 and throw an incomplete, but there was a penalty. So they say, we'll accept the penalty, the Bucs say, to make it 2nd and 28. Okay, guys, it's 3rd and 28. 3rd and 28. And they allow this out of the backfield, big chunk. Then you have a 4th and 14. An inexplicable David Sills finds the opening, gets it, and they lose this way.
Honey hole.
A horrid loss. They were Up 14 points in the fourth quarter to a team that's already been eliminated at home. And oh, by the way, the Falcons had 19 penalties last night. Inexplicable. If you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, you are sick. If you are a Carolina Panthers fan, you wake up and the sun is shining in Charlotte this morning.
Yeah, they played twice in the last 3 weeks, those two teams, the Buccaneers and the Panthers, and that will decide the division.
It definitely will. And the Panthers are looking, like you just said, fired up. I just don't understand. You're watching that game last night, and everything the Falcons did, I'm watching. I'm like, oh, yeah, they want to lose this game. All the penalties, all of the mistakes they made, Bijan Robinson fumbling the football. You're like, this game is over. I was ready to go to sleep. And there you saw the Atlanta Falcons win.
A couple more quick takes. I want to get to some other things, but you're my resident Falcon. What did you take away from last night? Number one takeaway.
Well, number one, I thought the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did a poor job of executing across the board all night long. You had two opportunities. You forced fumbles. Darnell Mooney down there in the tight red zone. You don't come up with that football. You sacked Kirk Cousins at the end. You don't come up with that football. And Greeny, I have 4 plays to show you why I thought this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team lost the game. Tight end comes in motion. You have communication on the back end. Well, let's say miscommunication on the back end. Nobody runs with Kyle Pitts. So it ends up being a wide open touchdown for the Atlanta Falcons. Then you get down to the fourth quarter. Baker Mayfield, Bart, you talked about this play. Great job by D off of the corner, but Baker Mayfield throws an interception. So yes, he was part of the issue last night as well. Then you have a 2nd and 14. This is the very last drive for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You can seal the game right here with the first down. Baker Mayfield, you have to make this throw. Great job by Emeka Ibuka winning his one-on-one matchup, but the football is behind him. If you pick up that first down, game is over. And then last but not least, you got to catch that. Well, hold on, guys. We're doing a tape here. 4th and 14. You have an opportunity. J-Mac, as this corner, what's your responsibility on 4th and 14?
He got to sink to the sticks. You got to get to the sticks.
Sink to the sticks. Instead, he's playing up. Kirk Cousins does a great job fitting that football into the honey hole, and it ends up being a first down.
So there's an excellent tape. But I think everyone here thinks you're defending the receiver.
I don't think, but they played the replay, and the ball is clearly behind the wide receiver.
But he's
Baker Mayfield, but listen to me, make the throw. Don't just blame the wide receiver.
Catch.
Make the throw.
We could have made
That's Emeka Ibuka. How have we talked about him this year as a rookie wide receiver?
No, he's outstanding.
Outstanding.
So, we don't need to quibble over this. He could have made a better throw. He should have made the catch. Either way, they lose the game in ridiculous fashion, and it leaves the Buccaneers very vulnerable to having the division taken away from them. You know what? Let me move on to the next thing. We'll come back to this, but a lot of it on himself. It's a terrible loss for the Bucs. Peter said earlier it might be the worst loss any team took this regular season, and look where it leaves them right now. Currently, as we speak, a half a game out of the division lead. Carolina's there, but these two teams, Carolina and Tampa, will play twice in the season's final 3 weeks, so that will decide the NFC South. More on that game as we go, but it kicked off a very interesting Week 15. Let's do a Week 15 watch, what we're looking for. Harry, Bills, Patriots, what specifically are you watching for in this game?
Number one, can the Buffalo Bills value the football in that first matchup? They turned the football over 3 times, which led to 10 points for the New England Patriots. Also, can you be a disciplined football team in that first matchup as well? 11 penalties for 90 yards. Can you protect the football? Can you be disciplined?
Remember, that was a Sunday night. That was really the Patriots coming out party. Another really interesting game is Packers and Broncos. Bart, what are you watching for in this game?
Well, this is going to be a slugfest featuring 2 of the best defense of all football. It's going to be who's going to make the big play. Christian Watson's been on a heater. Can he continue that against one of the best secondaries in all of football?
Now, Jordan Love maybe playing his way into the MVP conversation, and certainly this would be a big one against that great defense. J-Mac, big one in the NFC. Lions and Rams, what are you looking for?
Did you see the game Puka Nacua had a week ago with Matthew Stafford throwing him the football? How this Lions defense try to defend against these 2 wide receivers? Do they go all man-to-man with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua out there? A week ago, we watched the Cowboys. If CeeDee Lamb doesn't get hurt, that game could go a different way.
And then, Peter, Colts and Seahawks, for its own way or its own reason, might be the most interesting game of the NFL weekend.
Yeah, and it might be the worst possible matchup for a 44-year-old quarterback coming back after 5 years away from the game, traveling to Seattle against one of the most ferocious, hard-hitting defenses with a defensive line that features Leonard Williams, DeMarcus Lawrence, Byron Murphy. They won't be playing nice. They're not looking to be the fun story here. The Seahawks want to take his head off, and you know what? They very well might. It's going to be a dangerous game for Phillip Rivers.
I think many of us are just assuming. Of course he's playing. He came up there. He's practicing. Why in the world wouldn't he play? It's not a certainty
yet.
Well,
Riley Leonard was a full participant in practice, so that means he's healthy. Now, we expect Phil Rivers isn't going there to be the backup. Let's see if he can get through today's practice, and we'll know by Saturday whether or not he's on the active roster.
Riley Leonard kind of played fairly well the other day in that game. It almost brought them back.
I had their game on ESPN Radio with Steve Levy, and Riley Leonard played very, very well, Greeny. It was the veterans, in my opinion, that let Riley Leonard down. A questionable holding call by Quentin Nelson, an offensive pass interference. They had to settle for 2 field goals, and then you had a Jonathan Taylor fumble that led to another touchdown for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So the veterans in that game let the young quarterback down, but I thought Riley Leonard played well.
With our new betting partner in DraftKings Sportsbook, you had an interesting take on a way to bet Phillip Rivers.
So if he doesn't, he's got to play at least 1 snap for all the bets to count. Otherwise, everything's refunded. So if you're going to bet him, you should assume he should be playing the whole game. Because if you're Indy, why are you going to come in here and split it with Leonard and then Rivers? That's a disaster waiting to happen. His passing attempts and a lot of these bets are set up as if, he might not play a whole lot. So let's bet that he plays, and let's bet that he goes over 27 and a half passing attempts. Seattle this year, people are throwing on them like crazy because they're trailing. You're a 2-touchdown dog in this game. You're going to be throwing early. You're going to be throwing often. You're going to throw late. They're giving up about 36 pass attempts per game, 4th most in the NFL. That's what I would bet. One thing we know he's going to do is have to throw.
Bart, we have heard so many of the clips of him on, on the field and all his dang gummit and all that kind of stuff are so entertaining to hear. You heard that up close and personal, right?
He's the biggest trash talker in all of football. I tell you what, this is the most interesting game. This probably is going to get the most viewership out of any game. Every old man, every AAU, every pickleball player in America is going to be watching this one because we're going to live through him. And to quote the great Brad Pitt in the movie Troy, Peter, that's why nobody will remember your name. You come back because you're ready to play. You're trying to dare to be great. And this is the most entertaining thing since George Foreman, Big George Foreman at 45, came back and told us that life doesn't end at 40. You're almost there.
If all the people are tuned into the game, they're going to hear some amazing announcers on the call. So.
Oh, absolutely.
J-Mac's got the game. J-Mac's got the game on
when
CBS,
you right, you're
which
right.
we're looking forward to. And you can fall back on this because J-Mac, once upon a time, intercepted Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, we got the tape.
Take us through the play.
Oh, we're playing a little cover 2 here. Harry said it earlier. If the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would have played cover 2 with that terrific technique that Jason McCourty is playing right there. Now,
Which
way is the end zone?
Get upfield.
Where are you going?
You went 53 yards horizontally.
Greeny, I think you could have probably had a better return than I did on that one.
Look at you. Look at the young.
He had a hairline. Ooh, he had coverage.
Harry,
out there looking like Chico Bean.
Play of this return. What's he doing wrong here?
J-Mac, he's trying to go to the right. No, I'm going to the left. I think I can score. I think I'm tired.
Harry's fired.
I'm getting out of job.
Hold up. You let Darren Sproles scare your ass out of bounds.
Darren Sproles chasing you, and that's it. I love it.
Running backs always make the tackles on interceptions. Pay attention to it.
Hey,
That's my DB coach, Kurt.
I got one. I got one in the archive.
Marcus Robertson.
What's up, Marcus?
You ran like 70 yards on
We
that
had
play.
20 seconds. Go out of bounds. We could have kicked a field goal. I'm like, Coach, I'm in my second year.
I want to score.
I'm just happy I got an interception.
That said, what do we expect? Can he? Is there any conceivable chance he goes out there and plays well in this game?
He could.
There's a small
44 years old, off the couch, 5 years gone. I mean, it's a great defense.
The quarterback, listen, quarterback is played from the shoulders up, right? He's going to know where to go. He's been in this offense before. He knows the verbiage. That's why they brought him in. A couple of years ago, we talked about, Shanahan flirting with Tom Brady to come out of retirement. He's going to know where to go to the ball. Now, is the body capable? And to Peter's point, how does his body feel today with this lack of acid? And how does he take his first hit? But I expect the ball to be out. It's going to be screens. It's going to be all window dressing stuff. He might push the ball down the field once or twice.
There's a very slim chance, and I'm rooting for it, though. I want Phillip Rivers to go out there and have success. But when you're going against a Vantage defense that's 4th in the National Football League right now and sacking the quarterback, and they have guys at all 3 levels. Ernest Jones, the 5th, he's a guy that has multiple interceptions, 5 on the year right now. I just don't think it's going to happen. I would love to see it happen, but reality also has to sink in, guys.
Truth of the matter is this. They had Brett Rippon on the roster. They could call a Tannehill. You could call a Cam Newton. They went out and sought Phillip Rivers. This is what they thought was their best way to win football games. So if they believe in it and they're putting their names on the line, who are we to say it's impossible?
It's the ultimate desperation.
All in.
Right? I mean.